Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Box Office Artist Live. Let's get some music going. We need some music going. Let's add some music. There you go. Good morning to everybody. Welcome to the stream. Just gonna check the chat here, and this is the Box Office Artist Live, and I'm gonna get going here. We're gonna not waste any time. Let's go ahead and start drawing, my friends. Start drawing, but I am going to be drawing anger from inside out in this particular piece of art. We've been working on this yesterday, and let me just put it down there so you can see, because anger is small, even though we are drawing it in a Marvel style, and I'm just going to turn my cameras on. But welcome, everyone, to the stream. Good morning to wherever you are in the world, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining me. Today, I see people starting to come into the chat very slowly here. And that is all good, my friends, while I just record on this video here. Pressing record all over the place so we can get started. Let's not waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and draw anger in this bottom corner here. So, how's everyone doing today? Good. So, anger from the movie Inside Out. And let me go ahead and go to my reference here. Going to be kind of bulky. I don't know how he's going to look, to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure, but hello to everybody who's starting to pile into the chat here, and hopefully everyone's having a wonderful afternoon, evening, or morning wherever you are. For me, it is 4 o'clock in the morning right now, 4:03 in the morning as of right now. And I'll be honest, I didn't really have that great a night's sleep last night. I went to bed, I think, around 11 o'clock or a little bit afterwards. 11 o'clock. And I just kept waking up every hour for some reason. But the thing is, when I woke up every hour, I was kind of awake, kind of like refreshed. But, it is what it is. So, I was even considering starting the stream earlier, but then I noticed it takes me a little bit to prepare these particular streams here. So that's all good. So I'm continuing this this drawing that I'm doing here today of Disney characters in the Marvel style. And while I'm doing that, I will answer your questions. So if you have any questions, please do let me know, but don't let me know in the chat. So thank you to everyone who's in the chat right now. But I would like you to actually let me know your questions in the community tab. If you go to the community tab on my channel, I put a sorry, as I'm drawing his mouth here. If you go to the community chat in the channel, in the latest post I have there, I asked you guys to give me questions for today. And those are the questions we're going to answer first, okay? Those are the questions I'm going to answer first. And when I get to the end of the stream, that's when I'm going to do the rapid fire. That's when I'm going to do a rapid fire answer from the chat. But we are going to answer those first, okay? So, again, thank you to everybody who's watching live. But I'm going to go to the chat right now, okay? But why don't I start off by talking about something controversial? You guys like a little controversy when I'm talking here? A little bit of controversy when I'm talking here. But let me go to the community chat. Let's talk a little Marvel. You guys want to talk a little Marvel? I want to start off today just talking a little bit of my thoughts on the state of the MCU, more about Marvel. As you guys know, Disney has been really, really good to me in terms of, they hired me to do that fan mural a few years ago in 2018. They invited me to do that fan mural for Infinity War, which I'm more than appreciative of them giving me that chance. And I highly enjoyed that piece, and it was a wonderful experience, absolutely wonderful experience. But I will admit that recently all the projects that have come out, I've enjoyed them, but I will say that I have not enjoyed them as much as I did the previous phases. Okay, phase 4, it's okay, it's all right, I can watch it. I don't have any I don't have any supremely negative things to say about phase 4, but it's not what it was. Now again, at the same time, it's world building. They're introducing a lot of characters. They're introducing a lot of, it's the start of a franchise. So it's unfair to, I feel it's unfair to compare it to like a phase 3 in that sense, because it's unfair to, because they're starting something new. They're definitely starting something new. Now they aren't starting from scratch, because a lot of these characters we know already. They're not starting from scratch. But I don't know, guys. It's just something about it where it's not what it was. Let's just say that. It's not what it was. Like, for example, Webmaster asked me, what did I think about She-Hulk? Now, I have a lot of friends who absolutely love She-Hulk. Absolutely. But I watch that every week with my kids, and it was a very interesting experiment, watching it with my kids. My kids are varying in age, watching She-Hulk varying in age. My youngest daughter, she loved the show at first. At first, she absolutely loved the show. While every week, me, my son, and my older daughter, we were like, It was a very, very interesting choice. It's very, very interesting choices they made in that particular series there. At the end, without going into, to be honest, if you wanted to watch it, you would have watched it by now. Let's just be honest. At the very end, all of the fourth wall breaking, and let's just leave it at that without going into too much detail. All the fourth wall breaking didn't really do it for me. I understand. There's a point where I'm not gonna like something just because it's in the comics. It has to make sense, right? It has to make sense. It has to affect you emotionally, and that just did not. It just didn't work for me personally. But again, I understand people really. I understand people. Some people really love that fourth wall breaking in there, and but for me, I don't know. Didn't work. And even the alternate way it was supposed to end, right? In terms of, well, it's hard to say without spoiling it, but there's the big fight at the end. Even if it was going to end like that wouldn't have worked for me either. I didn't like that either, right? So to each his own. If you're enjoying it, that's fantastic. Like, for me, Doctor Strange was a little bit of a disappointment for me. Like, it wasn't bad. It was okay. It's one of those things where it's a lot of okay. Let's just say that. A lot of okay, right? I think Chris M. Draws here brings up a good point. Spider-Man probably is, I think, everyone's favorite of this phase. Everyone's favorite, because it not only brought the nostalgia, because nostalgia only brings you so far, but also this story was all right. There were some interesting things they did in that didn't make sense to me, but the nostalgia, like, it was done right, that's why it was so popular. But I don't know, guys. We'll see. As of this recording, Black Panther's opening up this week, and we'll see what happens. The thing is with critic scores too. Like, critic scores is never an indication for me if I'm gonna like the movie or not, because I've been burned by both, right? Sometimes the critics like something that I didn't like, so I'll keep an open mind, and I'll watch it, and by all accounts the critics are loving it so far. But we will see. Okay. Again, all of this is building to something. It's all building. So we're giving it the benefit of the doubt. Now, some of you are asking me, am I going to be doing another mural like the one I did for this coming phase? And I'll be honest, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if that's something I want to do or not. I don't know. But maybe. It's all down to a giant maybe. We will see. Okay, so I just want to get out of the way because I'll tell you, in this phase, the things I liked. I liked Shang-Chi. I thought it was great. Shang-Chi. I thought that was a bunch of fun. I didn't like it as much. Like, I had friends who saying that was like the best MCU movie. I thought it was good. I thought it was very, very, very good. I wouldn't call it the best. Eternals I liked better than most people did. Well, I don't want to say most people. I liked it a lot. And someone will call this controversial. I'll be honest. I kind of liked it better than Dune. I watched Dune. I don't know. Dune didn't do it for me. Dune didn't do it for me. Not saying I won't watch the next Dune. Of course I will. But Dune didn't do it for me. I actually liked Eternals better than Dune. Though, again, there were some choices in Eternals that, were interesting choices. Let's just say that. Loved WandaVision. Absolutely loved WandaVision. Falcon the Winter Soldier I thought was alright. I thought it was okay. I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier was the most old MCU as you could get with this phase. You know, it was the closest to the older MCU that we're used to. That's what I felt. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Loki made some interesting choices. And we'll see where that ends up. But I did enjoy Loki. Let's see. Moon Knight was really good for me until the end. I wasn't a big fan of how it ended. I wasn't a big fan of how Moon Knight ended. So we'll see what you know. And I don't even know if that ties into the bigger story. Moon Knight, we're not sure if that actually ties into the bigger story. See, you know, also the problem is here's another problem. The problem is so many people are invested that it's hard when you're on social media and then you're reading fan theories, and then sometimes you latch on to a fan theory, right? And you like the fan theory, and then fans are going all over the place. They're taking some comic book lore and comic book history and characters that you would love to see, and they kind of pulls on your heartstrings, and then you kind of build up this expectation that you have. You build this expectation that, oh, wouldn't it be great if this actually happened? And then sometimes the fan theory to you kind of seems better than what they actually do. But it was never their intention to do what that fan theory was, you know? So you kind of build up that anticipation, and then you kind of let down by it. Now, I don't blame the Marvel or Disney, because they didn't do what the fan theory was, because they had no idea, you know. But it just you set yourself up for failure, unfortunately, and it's hard to avoid because there's so many people out there. It's so easy for people to get their thoughts out there these days that you can't really avoid it, right? So in terms of Moon Knight, it was I enjoyed Moon Knight until the ending. I really did. Let's see here. What else? What other series were there, guys? Loki. What am I missing? Thor: Love and Thunder. It was okay. Now, I kind of waited. I'll be honest. I kind of waited to watch Thor: Love and Thunder, mainly because of the cancer angle. Mainly because not a spoiler, but of course Jane Foster has cancer. Okay, and that wasn't a secret. I knew that was going to happen, and I was debating whether to bring my kids to that movie because for those of you who don't know, my wife recently passed away from cancer. So we tried it, and of course it did affect them emotionally. It definitely did, but they enjoyed the movie. And it was all right. It was okay. But again, nothing that hit you in your face like wow, like No Way Home did. There's nothing really like that. You know what I mean? And I would consider Doctor Strange a little bit of a disappointment for me. Like it was one of those. It's all right. So that's why I was saying Phase 4 is a whole bunch of all right for me. Okay, it's a whole bunch of all right. What if it was okay? It was okay too, but I would like to see if it actually does have an effect on the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We'll see. We'll see what happens with what if, because, for example, Captain Carter in What If. Of course, we saw her in Doctor Strange, but then they went out and said, no, that's a different Captain Carter from a different universe. Okay, and that's another thing with this Phase 2. The multiverse is so complicated and so convoluted that every new project, it kind of suffers from you have to watch the older stuff to understand what we're trying to do. And that's great for us who watch every single bit. But for the normal person who just comes in and watches, that's an issue. That's definitely an issue. I just realized anger is not as angry as I want him to be. So, yeah, that's it. So we'll see. Like I'm gonna watch it. But I this is what the biggest difference for me. Okay, this is the biggest difference for me. I'm not as for example, Wakanda Forever is coming up this week. They're saying it's going to be like the top 10 box office opening of all time. That's what they're saying. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to go watch it opening night. I no longer have the desire to need to see these things opening night. I don't have that need to see these movies opening night anymore. Before, it's like, I gotta stay off the internet, now it's like, whatever. I'll go if I have time, right? I'll go if I have time. And I never thought I would lose interest that much, where I'm like, okay, if I go watch it, great. If I don't, whatever. I never thought I would have. I never thought I would, I won't say the interest wane that much, but lose interest to that level. Okay, and at this point, because we're early in the phase, like to the general audience, I it's just not as Marvel isn't what it was in 2018. Let's just say that it definitely isn't. It definitely isn't. And that's the one thing with my personal YouTube channel. I think my YouTube channel thrived back in 2018, 2019, because of how hot Marvel was. Like, Marvel style, quote unquote, doesn't have the same effect as it did in 2018, 2019, when so many people were really into the Marvel stuff. Right now, it's not as much. Not as much. And that's okay. And that's fine. Right? So, we'll see. A lot of things coming up. But why don't we do our ranking? Why don't we do that? Why don't we do our ranking of the Phase 4? Let me do that. Let me do the ranking of the Phase 4. Let me put up all the Phase 4. Marvel Phase 4. Phase 4. Let's see here. Order? Okay, so I'm going to go to Wiki here. Let's go to Marvel Phase 4. Okay, and I'm going to rank. Let's do a ranking, guys. Let's do a ranking. And then maybe you guys can give me your ranking as well. What we have here. So Marvel Phase 4. Let's see here. My number 1, Marvel Phase 4. Let's go. Of course, No Way Home. It's got to be number 1 for me, right? No Way Home, number 1. I'm going 1, 2, then, because I didn't prepare this. Just wanted something to talk about while I'm trying to draw some anger here. Not saying that Marvel's making me angry now. But okay, so number 1, No Way Home. Number 2. I am going to go. Well, we got to throw. We have to put Black Panther to the side because it's not here yet. I would say number 2 for me, and you guys will have your own choices. Can someone write this down? By the way, someone write this down. Okay, number 2, I would say actually WandaVision. WandaVision would probably be my number 2. Now, I was talking to my sister about WandaVision. My sister's a casual Marvel watcher. Okay, she's casual, and she told me like she binged it. She binged WandaVision like someone like me, of course, someone like you who would watch it week to week. And I think we remember they started with 3 episodes, and it was a good thing they started with 3 episodes. But she told me that if she didn't watch it all at once, she would have tapped out after the second episode. Like, what is this? Because the first couple episodes, it was just like a tribute to the old old sitcoms, right? So I understand that, but as a whole, I would say WandaVision, mine number 2. All right, number 3. Let me just go down here. Say number 3. Let's go. Hard to say. I'll go Shang-Chi. Number 3 for me. For me. Okay, yours might be different. I'll go Shang-Chi. Number 3. And I think this anger doesn't look very angry. Could have looked angrier. Could have looked a bit angrier. Let's see here. So somebody write this down. So when I'm done, you could put it up. Okay, number 4. Let's go. I'm gonna go for number 4. Okay, I'm gonna put a disclaimer. Here. I didn't watch all of. I'm going to put aside Miss Marvel because I'll admit I didn't watch all of it. I didn't watch all of Miss Marvel. It was good. The stuff I saw was good, but I never finished it. I never watched all of it. So I'm gonna put that aside, Miss Marvel. Okay. So that is an NA, Miss Marvel, because I didn't finish my homework. I did do my homework, guys. I did do my homework. I didn't watch Miss Marvel. Okay. So as you can see here, this is a point here, guys. By the way, in the drawing where I actually didn't plan on putting anger in here. This was like a last-minute decision. So I'm wondering what I'm going to do with this fist here. So I'm actually going to try to draw it over the ink here. So that is there. So number 3 was Shang-Chi, and we're going to put away Miss Marvel. I'm going to say number 4 for me. Number 4. Let's go. I'm trying to think what I like better. I'm going Loki, number 4. I'm going Loki, number 4, all right? That's what I'm doing, all right? Again, yours is going to be different than mine. Number 4 is Loki for me. Okay, number 5. Let's do... Number 5, let's do... I'm going Falcon and Winter Soldier, number 5. I'm going 5. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Falcon and Winter Soldier for me, number 5. Okay. Again, I'm giving Miss Marvel an NA. I hear it's great, so I don't want to put in the ranking because I actually do want to finish watching it. I just didn't get a chance to finish it. Okay, so was that number 5? Yeah, number 5, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Okay, number 6. Let's go Moon Knight, number 6. Okay, number 6 is Moon Knight. I enjoy that. Let's go number 7. Number 7. Okay, let's put... I'm trying to weigh in my mind because I'm looking at the series that are left here. Okay? I'm actually going to go... trying to think. I think I'm going to go Thor, Love and Thunder. What number was that? What number is that? Is that number 6? Thor, Love and Thunder. Number 6. Okay. 6 is Thor, Love and Thunder. Okay. Number 7. Number 7. I already said. Oh, also I'm gonna put aside Werewolf by Night. I didn't watch it yet. I have not watched Werewolf by Night yet. Okay. Number 7. I'm gonna go. Number 7. I'm going What If. number 7? Is that number 7 or number 8? Whatever the next one is. What if number 8? Okay, 7 or 8. I did not plan for this, guys. I apologize. Okay, so we got what if. We're doing what if, okay? Hold on, guys. I'm just drawing in some details for this anger here. I'll be honest, guys. I didn't plan on drawing anger until literally 10 minutes before I started the stream. 10 minutes before I started the stream, I decided to draw anger because I realized that, I wanted to add one tiny character here on the side. And then I thought, who can I add? And then I decided to go for anger. So that's why it's a little impromptu. That's why it's not really planned out that well. Okay. So who else? Let's see here. Are we on number 8? Are we on number 8 now? Let's go 8. Let's see what's left. Doctor Strange, Eternals, Black Widow. Black Widow, Strange, Eternals, Black Widow. I'm actually gonna go. Those 3 are toss up. I'll be honest with you. Those 3 are toss up to me. They're very much a toss up to me. I can't think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not homework, guys. It's not homework. Let's go. Let's go. Doctor Strange. Is that number 8? Does that be number 8? Doctor Strange. Then we're gonna go Eternals. Then we're going Black Widow. Those 3. Okay. Doctor Strange, Eternals, Black Widow. All right. And then the last 2, I'm gonna go. Last 2, I'm going Hawkeye. And for those of you who watch my channel, I wasn't a big fan of Hawkeye. I'm going Hawkeye, and then I'm going She-Hulk last. She-Hulk was the biggest disappointment for me in this phase so far. It's it wasn't for me. Let's just say that it wasn't for me. I'm not saying it was. It was wrong to put in there, but it definitely wasn't for me. She-Hulk. So I think that's it, if I'm not mistaken. Am I missing anything, guys? Am I missing anything? I think that was all of them as of right now. So again, I'm pretty sure Miss Marvel would be higher on that list if I actually watched all of it. Like I watched the first couple episodes. I didn't watch all of it. I'm planning on finishing it eventually. But that was pretty much it. Can somebody put that? If someone actually wrote that down, what I said, can you put that in the community tab? Can someone put that in the community tab so I could actually read it out again? Because I don't remember. Morbius isn't. Somebody mentioned Morbius. Morbius isn't really part of the phase. That's kind of like a different universe. So I don't count Morbius. Though I'll be honest, I watched Morbius. I didn't watch it in the theater. I watched it in the plane. I didn't mind Morbius. I'll be honest. It's like I didn't get the hate. Like again, it's not Oscar worthy or anything, right? I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was that bad, and that might have discredited me in the eyes of a lot of you. But that's fine. Like me personally, and that's what movies are. It's like I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. Again, is it something I should have watched opening night? No. Watching it on a plane, I was like, okay, it's good. It's all right. It was all right. I thought it was okay. It was okay. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, upcoming projects that Marvel has. Ant-Man looks fantastic. Ant-Man looks great. What else is coming out next year? In terms of the Thunderbolts, let's talk Thunderbolts for a little bit. This Thunderbolts team, first of all, having Harrison Ford playing Thunderbolt Ross, I think that's fantastic. That's wonderful. And that does come into play. Why didn't? Well, I understand. I understand why they didn't. I understand both sides. I understand why they didn't recast T'Challa. I am definitely on the side of they should have recast him to honor Chadwick, because we're guaranteed, you know, Chadwick would have wanted that role recasted. But I think they were in a lose-lose situation. I think they were in a lose-lose situation where no matter what they decided to do, they were going to get their quote-unquote detractors for it. They were going to get their hate for whatever they decide to do, whether they decide to recast or not. I think it's better storyline-wise that they kept T'Challa. You know, they recasted the role and then have everyone honor what Chadwick did with it. But they decided to do what they did, and we'll see if it worked. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. Me personally, I am on the side of they should have recasted him. I'm definitely on the recast side. But you know, we'll see what they did. Maybe what they did will change my mind in that sense. But Thunderbolts, the actual team itself, like I like a lot of those characters. Like I like Red Guardian. He's probably one of the funnier new characters out there. I like him. But again, a lot of them, it's like super soldiers, right? And to be honest, you know what Thunderbolts is, if you think about it? It's really Black Widow 2. If you think about it, right? It's Black Widow 2. That's what it is. It's a Black Widow 2 movie. It's Black Widow 2. And I'm going to get the fire to come down a little bit more. Like so. But now that Harrison Ford is in there, most likely we will get Red Hulk. By the way, how bad does Scar look, you guys? By the way, I don't blame the concept artist for that. Okay, that, you know, at the end of the day, if you saw a lot of the concept art, well, not a lot of it, we saw some of the original concept art, the original designs for Scar, where he's a lot more comics accurate. And you know, I know Jackson. I had lunch with him. I know Jackson C. I believe it's Jackson. Was it Jackson or Rodney that was the concept lead on that show? First of all, congratulations to them for getting that job, that gig, the concept lead. I know that he's been working at Marvel for a long time, and there's so many projects now that a lot of the guys are getting those concept lead jobs, which are fantastic. By the way, guys, can I say that the concept artists? This is how I feel. Concept artists don't get their due in terms of the actual movie. Like they get it in terms of the fans, like my buddy Andy Parks. Like, again, probably one of the most famous concept artists in the world. And I had dinner with him when I was in California recently. I had dinner with my buddy Anthony Francisco also when I was over there in the summertime. But you know, when it comes to best costume, and I'm going to say something a little bit controversial, right? I don't think that they get enough due. I think that best costume at the Oscars, I think that should go both to the costume designer and to the concept artist, the lead concept artist. Like, how can you be recognized for costume and not have the person who actually made the look of the costume as a big part of that, right? Now, Ruthie Carter is extremely talented, extremely talented, and to be honest, it takes a lot of skill to take a piece of concept art and translate it into something that works on film. I'm not taking anything away from that. Of course, that is commendable, and she definitely deserves that Oscar. But Oscar for Wakanda Forever, she definitely deserves it, absolutely. But I also think the concept artist that created the look should also get a big part of that. You know, get a big part of that recognition, and they don't get that recognition in the Oscars. They don't. Just saying. So I think the people who did the designs of Black Panther And I believe, Ryan Mayendeering, my buddy Anthony Francisco, Adi Gradov, like those guys should get a lot of recognition. Because you look at their concept art, they came up with the idea. They really came up with the look. They really came up with the look where the designers, they're the ones who make sure that it works on screen, right? Or the costume designers make sure it works on screen. So I'm not saying that either job is more important than the other, but I think both should be recognized. I definitely think both should be recognized. So, and of course, I'm missing some of the concept artists too. But that's just my thoughts on that. Okay, so again, not taking anything away from the costume designers. They absolutely deserve, the accolades they get. But I think the concept artists themselves should get just as much recognition. But when it comes to Scar, let's talk about Scar quickly. I don't think a lot of people like that design, but I don't blame the concept artists in that instance, because what you guys don't know, and a lot of you guys want to be concept artists. If you want to be a concept artist, if you want to be, if you want that to be your job long term, you want to design for Marvel or DC, you want to design for these big blockbuster movies. Understand, for every iteration of a character, you're going to be doing, and especially when it comes to a movie, you're going to be doing hundreds of iterations of that character. Hundreds of iterations. Hundreds of versions. Okay? Literally, hundreds of versions of that character. So as great as a lead concept artist at a movie house or a big studio is, understand that at the end of the day, the director is the one to tell you yes, no. You can't just do one drawing and say, hey, there you go. That's why I always say, if you want to be a concept artist, it's not really of course it is the drawing skill, but it's more about the ideas. If you want to be a concept artist for Marvel, DC, whatever movie, it's about the ideas. It's not necessarily about the drawing skill. It's two completely different things. It's about the idea and then how you're able to communicate the idea. So I could never be a concept artist. I'll tell you that right now. Now, I've done concept work before. But detail, drawing a lot of lines like I'm doing right now, which you can't see because I'm covering them with my face. Drawing a lot of lines, like you see here, that means nothing in the concept art land. What's important there is that we understand what it's going to look like in the movie. And if you want to be a concept artist or any artist that has clients, you better be prepared to do multiple iterations of a drawing, because that's just how it is. And I believe that's actually one of the questions that someone gave to me. But on to Scar again. So if you look at some of the original designs for Scar, a lot of them were very, very comic book accurate. To me, they looked better than what was actually shown. But again, that's not Rodney's fault. Or was it Rodney or was it Jackson? I forgot who was the creative director on that. That's not their fault. That is what that would be Kevin's. I won't say fault. That would be Kevin's decision. Okay, and it's early. We'll see what plans they have for Scar going forward, and we'll see if that look sticks or how that works in terms of that character's personality. We'll see. We will see what happens. But until then, they're not the most popular choice. Let's just say that. For me, anyway. For me. Okay? But again, I got to see it in context. You got to see it a little bit more in context than a quick, hey guys, here's my son. You know? So let's see it in context first before I make any snap judgments, as we say. Well, let me just turn on this camera here. Let me just fix this camera here. But at the end of the day, guys, like movies, they're entertainment, right? Am I entertained? At the end of the day, am I entertained? Yeah, I'm entertained. No problem. Now, is it as entertaining as it was in Phase 3 of Marvel? Not for me. Not yet. Not for me. So we'll see what the rest of the phase. We'll see what happens with Wakanda Forever. We'll see what happens with that holiday special that's coming up, which I believe is the last of the phase. The holiday special is the last. So we will see what happens there. Okay. By the way, did somebody write down? Let me check. Did somebody actually write down my top 10 here? Let's see if somebody actually wrote down. Maybe not. Oh, nope, nobody did. Oh, so by first, nobody wrote down my top 10. Oh, nobody wrote down my top 10. But that's okay. That's okay. All of you guys have your own top 10. I know that. So if you guys, if you're watching this later on, I would like to know your ranking. What is your ranking of Phase 4 right now? What is your ranking? Now, you guys have watched Ms. Marvel, so go for it. And I understand everybody's going to have different rankings, okay? But what I mentioned before, those were my personal rankings of Phase 4 of Marvel, okay? So let's talk a little bit about DC before I get to the questions here then. Let's talk a little bit about DC. I enjoyed, and I mentioned this yesterday, I actually enjoyed Black Adam a lot. I did. Okay, and that's not Warner Brothers paying me to say that, though they did invite me to the that fan event in Toronto. And again, thank you to Warner Brothers for doing that for me. I thought, again, I mentioned yesterday, it was like a nice 90s action movie. That's how it felt. It didn't have to be complicated. It was just like a fun movie, right? You do ask yourself, though, if it wasn't The Rock as Black Adam, would it have worked as well, right? Would that movie have worked as well if The Rock wasn't Black Adam? And unfortunately, it looks like it's not gonna make its money back. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a money loser. Unfortunately, by the looks of things, and that's always hard. It's hard. They lost China. So once they lost China, that's it. It's like there's no way they're gonna get that money back. So, which is unfortunate. Because you feel for also the people that work so hard. Like sometimes people don't understand how many people actually work on a movie. So when they do things like shelving Batgirl, I understand why they shelved Batgirl. At the same time, you do feel for everybody who worked on that movie because that's years of their life, and they're not going to see that on screen. But at the end of the day, too, it's a business, right? It's a business. It's about making money. They need to make money. And they felt that project was going to hurt their studio more than help their studio. Because I'll guarantee you, if they thought that movie was good, they would have released it. They definitely would have released it if they thought that movie was good. But again, we'll never know. We'll never know how good or bad it was. So we'll never know that. We'll see what happens. So we'll see. It looks like Superman's going to be a big part of DC going forward. I'm always in a wait and see. We'll see. I'm not going to prejudge anything. It's more like once it's out in the theater, then I'll decide if I like it or not at the end of the day. And I'm not going to really care if people like it or not at the end of the day too, right? So we'll see how that goes. Okay, guys, so this is, for the most part, this is anger. Not my best drawing. I'll be honest with you guys. Not the best one. I've done better drawings than this. And now I'm kind of regretting putting it in. If that last minute decision to have anger in here. You know why? I didn't plan it out. That's a lot of things with these morning drawings. Sometimes I plan something out. It works. Sometimes I do it, and it doesn't work. I would put this in the kind of doesn't work, but let's see how it looks in the overall landscape of the drawing itself. Now, that's one thing about doing these drawings with multiple characters, guys. You can, when you draw a piece with multiple characters in it, when you draw a piece with multiple characters, sometimes the good parts will help in terms of hiding the bad parts. Let's just call it hiding the bad parts. So, and this is one instance where I think I drew this hand too small. I think I did. I think I drew it too small. So, whatever. I'm in whatever mode, guys. It's unfortunate. I don't like when I'm in whatever mode. It means that I think I could have done better. I think I could have done better for this one. But it is what it is. So there you go. That is anger, guys. Let me do a quick erase. I'm going to find my eraser. Here, I'm going to do a quick erase. So if you're watching this later on, why don't you give me your top 10 Marvel shows? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, if you're watching this a little bit later on. And what I'm going to do now, which is what I did yesterday, because we're going to move on to a different character now. So we're going to actually start a brand new stream for the other character. But actually looking at it now, let me just add a couple more. I think I could add some more detail to this. Oh, so I won't start the stream yet, guys. I think I want to add just a little bit more detail to this. Let me just add some fine detail to this. So let's see here. So just gonna add some extra, well, you know, again, extra lines won't make or break a drawing, but I'm just gonna add a couple extra. But that does bring me to, I think I saw one of the questions here that was kind of related here. Let's see here. I saw a question that was related to that. Not really. Not really. Just taking a quick look at, because we're coming to the end of the stream. Maybe it's better. I'll stick to the fan questions a little bit later on. But why don't we go ahead and let's do a let's do a little rapid fire. Okay. Now for the next stream, if you want me to answer your questions, again, go to the community tab and then add your questions there, and I will answer them there. So if you guys have any questions, why don't you go ahead and throw them into the live chat, okay? Throw them into the live chat. By the way, I changed the chat settings, which I hope will help in terms of getting the spam to come down. You need to be subscribed to chat, okay? So if you want to chat with me, you will need to subscribe, guys. You will need to subscribe to chat. Here we go. There we go. Just add a little bit more detail to him because I just didn't like the way he was looking. Like even now, I'm like, could have been better. Could have been better, guys. Could have been better. Well, anyway. You know, part of me is like, when do you stop? You heard the term overworking something, right? When is something too much? When is something you can't help it anymore? No matter how many lines you add, no matter how many lines you add to it, when do you stop and say, okay, I'm just gonna move on? I'm close to that right now. I'm close to that right now. I'm very, very close to like giving up. Again, not my best drawing, guys, but it is what it is. So let's see here. Chris M. Draw says, I'm your biggest fan. Thank you very much. My friend DFL Studios says, love the decision. Which decision? I don't remember the decision. There you go. When you finish, you're going to show us. What's it? Whittle? Yes? Yeah, of course. I'm going to show you guys when I'm done. Let's see here. Scoop, hello, my friend. Bat, how you doing? So I'm just gonna finish this off, guys. Let's go to the next one because I don't think I could save this. Can I take it back? I want a refund. Refund, guys. I want a refund my drawing. So yeah, my good days and my bad days. Good days and my bad days. Like part of me is that like I should have. Because his head goes straight into his body. And I should have took advantage of that. See, again, it's one of those things where, because I didn't plan this particular drawing, this was literally a last-minute decision. Literally a last-minute decision to add this. I think there were things I could have done to make this work a little bit better, but I didn't plan it out that way. So, excuses. Let me see if I could make it a little bit more angrier. I think that made it worse. That's gonna make it worse. Oh boy, made it worse. Yeah, whatever. I'll fix it. You know, there's a saying we have in the VFX world. Instead of, we'll fix it in post. I'll fix this in post. I'll fix this in the digital range. Digital. It's in digital. Okay, guys. So that is it for this particular draw. I'm just gonna move on. I'll try to fix it later. So I'm gonna move on. We're gonna go to the next character, but we will actually go ahead and do that in the next stream. And in the next stream, that's where I'm going to be actually answering your questions. We went off on the Marvel tangent during this particular drawing here. But let's see what happens in the next stream. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next stream. Okay, talk to you guys soon. All right.